Hi guys, today we are going to change the oil in my 94 Jeep Cherokee. Now, you are supposed to change the oil between 3,000 and 5,000 miles, and if my little sticker on the windshield is anything to go by, it's maybe been more like 8. But step 1 of changing your oil is forgive yourself. You can make mistakes. It's alright. And this old girl burns oil, so I figured the oil is cycled through, but the filter may be a little dirty. So we're going to take this start to finish for someone who has possibly never done it before. It's okay. I'll take you through it. So I moved her to a flat spot and the engine is cold, except I just moved her. Step 1, pop your hood. There's a lever that has a little picture on it. Pop your hood. Step 2, and I'm doing this left-handed, so it may be awkward. There's something in there that you either pull forward or push back, or a latch. Mine is that, to lift your hood. Now this one is got a hydraulic system, but sometimes they have a thing here and you just put it up. My 96 Jeep has that, a little arm to prop it up. Alrighty, here is your engine oil. And I'm going to go ahead and loosen that. That's where we're going to pour the new oil in. As you can see, my engine is a little oily. The nice thing I like about the Jeep Cherokee, one of the reasons I got it, is it's kind of easy to work on. This is the oil filter. I could actually get from the top if I climbed on top of the engine, but I usually do it from the bottom. And I'll loosen that filter. I'll see if I have a screw. I think it's called an oil filter screw. It's a circle, a wrench maybe. It's like a circle with a handle, and you put it over the oil filter and it helps you get a grip. Usually if you changed it yourself, you can just do it manually, although I am not the strongest person around. So I've got on my old shirt. Some Navy guy made this. Mark or Mike or Matt, but it's held up. And I'm going to put my hair up because you don't want it to get caught up in stuff. Now, I don't wear gloves. Some people do, but I don't mind getting dirty. That's what they made showers for. Okay, so here are your supplies that you need. I've had these for a while because I was supposed to change my oil like 3,000 miles ago. Don't tell my car guys. Okay. So you go to Walmart or Advance. I usually go to Advance because I like the guys there, or your auto parts store. They will help you look up, or you can Google it, your number. So this fits my, this is my oil filter that fits my car, and it's a different color, but it looks about the same size and shape as the one that's on there, which is good. If it was too small or too big, you would know immediately from the looks. Then somewhere on your car or in your car book, or again, you can Google it. It tells you what kind of oil to use. This one, I'm going to use the rest of it. It's kind of empty, and this one is new. I have a bucket to pour the used oil in from this. This is my oil pan, but I have also used a large bowl or a plastic tub or container. You put about somewhere between 4 and 6 or 3 to 5 quarts of oil back in. I got it, I got the 5 quart. So the most your container would have to hold would probably be about 5 quarts. You can do the math. So just something where you don't want the oil to spill. Now you can take your used oil to back to a garage. Usually there's like some sort of charge. But I've learned about some places have what's called a waste oil burner or furnace that heats their garage or their house. I'm kind of looking into getting one. And you can burn your used oil in that, which I think is kind of cool and probably better for the environment. Don't dump it in the ground. That's just what old country people do. Don't do that. Dispose of it properly. Thank you. This is what your old oil will look like, nice and used. It is going to be dark brown, and you won't be able to see it in this black thing, so I'm just showing you as I transfer it. And the new oil is translucent, transparent, but a goldish color. So yeah, definitely this is old, been sitting there a while. This is all kinds of math for early in the morning, but this is a 10 quart. So technically you could probably change your oil twice and fill this thing up. And then I'm putting it in a 5-gallon bucket. So you do the math. 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So you have 3 to 4 oil changes could go in this bucket before you would have to take it and recycle it. Okay, so here we are under the car. I put this piece of material down, or you can use cardboard or a slidey thing, and I have realized that I need a tool to get this off. This is the nut that goes on the oil pan, so hold on. Alright, I'm trying to get a camera angle that shows you all these moving parts. I went inside and got 2 wrenches like this. I like them better just because I can see what I'm doing. So here is the nut bolt. You know, I forget what I'm talking about. So let's see if you can see me putting the wrench on it. That one didn't fit. Hopefully I have one big enough. Oh, that one didn't fit either. Ugh. I may have to go back inside and get the right size wrench. You'd think I'd know by now. But anyway, you got your oil pan under it, the nut, and I've got it placed so when I take the nut off, it'll fall in the pan. And the pan has a little place the nut can't fall down in there. It's not just an open hole. If not, you'd have to pour all your oil out. Hold on. Okay, so somebody went in my toolbox. I hope it's not a 16. The 15 and the 14 were too small. So hopefully it's a 17 or 18, but with my luck, it's the 16 and somebody didn't put it back. But this is gonna go over the bolt, loosen it, take the bolt out, the oil, because your car is cold, the oil is gonna fall into the pan. I'll show you. It's kind of awkward under there, a little tight squeeze, but I'll show you. Okay, I had to stop the video and scream in frustration because I could not find my 16 millimeter. I found it. I've tried 3 different types of wrenches. Hopefully this is the right size and the right one. The angle's a little bit awkward, but you're just gonna put this on the bolt, unscrew it, drops down. I'll try to show you. Unfortunately for me, even now I've found the 16 millimeter, I can't get it to turn. I tried with both hands. It's been very frustrating. I yelled a lot. I might have said a bad word, but not on this video because it's for kids. So I Googled how to get it unstuck, and it says to idle the engine because maybe when it heats up, and probably it's stuck because I waited too long, but you let it heat up a little bit. That's number 1. Number 2, you tap it gently with a hammer, try not to damage the screw. And number 3, you spray lubricant or cleaner. I'm going to try WD-40 or engine cleaner, one of those 2, and you let it sit for a few hours. So I'll be back because we're going to do this. Otherwise, I'll get a stronger than me person to do it with me. Okay,
see how close
don't be afraid to ask for help, kids. This is Bob, my neighbor. We're going to see if Bob can fix it. Okay, so day 2. Here is the oil. We had the wrong size, but now the bolt is out and it is dripping into the pan. I maybe made a little mess, but that is okay. I had to call in another expert with different tools.
Ready?
All right, here's my oil expert. Oh, while we're up here, he said take the cap off and take the dipstick out while you're draining the oil so it will breathe. I already showed you that. He took the old filter off, and his arms are longer than mine, so he's putting it back on from the top. There you go. It just screws on, and if you screw it on, then it will be easy to get off. Unlike those people at the mechanics, screw it on too tight, and then you're frustrated for 2 days. Okay. We finally got the old oil out, and now we're putting the new oil in. We're going to start with 5 quarts. Google said it takes 6. So we're going to use a funnel so we won't make a mess. If you don't have one, just try to be careful. And it'll be alright. It'll just burn off on your engine and make a beautiful smell as you drive down the road. Alright, so now we have put in 6 quarts of oil. Put the lid back on. put the dipstick back in there. Got the new filter, we can see it down there. I will have to buy a new bolt, but that's okay. And let me just tell you, sometimes when you're doing things you make a mess, and that's okay. I'll clean that up too. The oil pan wasn't situated properly. This was a 2-day job. It really should only take you 45 minutes to an hour the first time, but we had bolt issues. But thank you for learning with Miss Roseberry. Let me know how it goes.